Miss Betty Smith was taking her daily trip to Lindemann's grocery store in Industry, grabbing ice cream for her son when she believes her good day turned into a great one.
I saw a $50 bill on the floor. And I told the cashier, I said, look at him, my lucky day.
That's when she says the cashier tells Miss Smith the cash might belong to a friend of theirs and demanded her to leave it there. She was the only customer in the store. As Miss Smith tried to leave with it, video shows her being stopped by 3 of the store employees. One of them rips the money out of her hands. She's then shoved and restrained.
I was especially scared of the one in the pink, because she had me around my neck and once she sprung. And she was all in my ear. You black, you're not getting out of here.
By now, she's called her granddaughter, who jumped out of her shower to come and help. That's when things get worse.
Yo, YouTube, what's going on? Trey back again, did y'all another video. Hope y'all having a very great day. Hope y'all had a very great weekend. Also, my day is going absolutely marvelous. Big shout out to all the channel members, all subscribers of the Trey King Show family. And much love to each and every last one of you all. And you all, we have a story out of Texas by way of Austin County. And big shout out to everybody in the great state of Texas and everybody in the great city of Austin County. Now, before I start this story, I want to send a special shout out to my channel members and also to my subscribers for sending me this story. And also, please, pretty please, keep these stories coming. Now, this story right here really upsets me because all this could have been prevented. But who would have known somebody would go this hard for somebody else $50? I mean, the way these 3 employees attacked this woman, you would have sworn that Miss Betty Smith was taking their money the way they attacked this woman. Now, all this went down just a few weeks ago where you have a 65-year-old woman named Betty Smith who is said to be battling cancer. And Miss Smith, my condolences goes out to you and I wish you the best. If there's anything that I can do for you or anything that you may need or any assistance that I can offer, please hit me up. Now, Miss Betty Smith went inside the store named Lindemann's grocery store. And you would think about Lindemann's store that they could lend a man $50. You know what I'm saying? By the name being Lindemann. Lend a brother a hand. Now, upon Miss Betty Smith going inside the store, she happened to approach the counter and she looked down. And thank God she looked down. But what unfortunate things happened right after that? After she looked down, she noticed, it was $50 on the ground. So she reached down and picked it up. And she did not tuck the money in like a lot of us would have, because I know I would have. Now, let me ask you all this also. Have you ever went inside of a store and found some money and put your foot over it, or hurry up and bend down and put it in your pocket and then say nothing? Yeah, I'm guilty of that also. Now, Miss Betty Smith didn't do none of that. She turned around and told one of the clerks in a pink shirt, which happened to be one of the most aggressive ones. Damn, like how y'all want to attack Miss Betty Smith like that? She told the one in the pink that, she found $50, and the woman said, that's my friend Caleb, $50. Now, a guy named Caleb happened to be in the store just a few minutes before, but Miss Betty Smith did not see Caleb inside the store. Now, Caleb Smith did drop the $50 as the video did show. We're not going to lie on nobody. We're not going to sugarcoat nothing, but one thing we're going to do is keep it real, always. Now, the $50 did belong to Caleb Smith, even though he unfortunately dropped it. The clerk told Miss Betty Smith that the money belonged to a guy named Caleb, and it was his money and to give it back. And Miss Betty Smith thought, just like a lot of us would have thought in this situation, that the clerk was playing games and basically trying to keep the money for herself, just like a lot of us would have. Now, let's put ourselves in Miss Betty Smith's shoes. If we go inside of a store and we lucky enough to find $50 on the ground and we pick it up and somebody tell us that this money belongs to somebody else, but unfortunately, you don't see nobody in the parking lot. You don't see nobody leaving when you pull up. You don't see nobody inside the store. What you automatically going to assume? You're going to assume that somebody is playing games. They trying to take the money from you. And we ain't going for that. So Miss Betty Smith decided to keep the money. She basically told the employee that, look, I will give it to Caleb or I will give it to the owner. I will give it to the store manager or whatnot. And then you had the woman in white say that she was the manager and basically demanded the money. So Miss Betty Smith wasn't having that because she thought they was lying to her. So she walks toward the door and the woman in white happened to be the manager. So she beelines to the door, hurry up and lock the door. Then the woman in the pink come right behind Miss Betty Smith as Miss Betty Smith was trying to bone rush the door with the shopping cart. I do not blame her. And also I thought they had a rule where you could not lock people inside stores anymore or whatnot. So Miss Betty Smith started pushing the buggy against the manager, demanding her to let her out the store. Like, is it really that serious? And also, I think she would have really whooped that manager butt if it wasn't for these other 2 people who jumped in, the one in the pink shirt and also this guy. So after Miss Betty Smith kept pushing the buggy against the store manager or whatnot, That's when the woman came from behind her, put her in a chokehold, and then the guy ran from the back like he was John Wick or somebody, grabbed her by her arm, and then took his left hand and put it behind her neck, basically choking her from the back, and while one was choking her from the front. And I want to ask you all this. Also, do you think that they would have did this to a white woman who was 65 years old, who happened to be in the same predicament that Miss Betty Smith was in that day? I doubt very seriously if these three people would have done this to a white woman. I'm not trying to sound racist, but we have to keep it real and make a point. So after detaining Miss Betty Smith inside the store manager decides to call the police. And that's when Miss Betty Smith decided to call her granddaughter, basically pleading for help because they would not let her outside the store. So the granddaughter comes to the store, and the mom, I'm thinking that it was the granddaughter mom, came with her also, and they both was arrested. The police did not even do anything to the three employees and whatnot. And all the police really had to do was just watch the videotape, and you would see these employees assaulting this elderly woman, all over $50 funky dollars that didn't even belong to them. That's a sad situation. But the three employees was fired the next day, and the owner made Betty an offer and basically stated that he would give her the $50 and offer to pay any bond money. And if there's anything else that he could do, please let them know. But that's not good enough, because one sad thing about this whole situation is the fact not only that Miss Betty Smith was assaulted, but also she said they called her a black bee.
And she was all in my ear. You black, you're not getting out of here.
And what's unfortunate and what's making it even sound more true is the fact that part of the audio is missing, as you all can tell. And then they have the nerve to tell us that the reason why part of the audio is missing because the sound is motion sensitive, which meaning it's not going to pick up, the microphone is not going to pick up anything unless you're moving. But that's a damn lie, because as you can tell right here,
are you on the phone or are you talking to me?
These people are basically standing still. And guess what? We captured that audio. But when they started calling her a black bee and all that, we don't get that audio. That's a sad situation. And that's the reason why the video took so long to release. But anyway, we'll break the rest down as I read a snippet from this story. I'm going to read a quick snippet from this story, and I am going to give my opinion. All of it. Surely, as we go, Texas grandmother assaulted in grocery store by white employees after finding $50. And I wish that was me finding $50. Somebody put their hand on me. Boy, it would have been some bolos being swung up in there. Anyway, a 65-year-old black woman, 65 years old, too damn old to be taking a damn butt whooping. A 65-year-old black woman was locked in the store and attacked by white store clerks after she found $50 on the floor at a store called Lindemann grocery store in Austin County, Texas. Now let's go back to this name, Lindemann. You can't lend a man $50 damn dollars. Now this is what Betty Smith told the cashier once she found the $50. She wasn't trying to hide a damn thing, because in her eyes she didn't do nothing wrong. And really she didn't do nothing wrong, even though they did tell her that the money belonged to somebody else. But who gonna believe that right there in this day and age? Let's just be for real. Would you believe it? I know I wouldn't have. I would have told him to kiss my butt and walk right out that store. And I wish you would try to lock me in. Anyway, Betty Smith said this right here. She says, I told the cashier, look here, my lucky day. But unfortunately, it wasn't Miss Betty Smith's lucky day. Now, the woman at the counter says, oh no, you can't leave with that. That might be my friend's money. He was in here earlier. Now, if you was that sure that was your friend money, which the camera do show that, why not get your friend on the phone? The last thing you all was supposed to do was put your hands on this woman. And that's the main problem right there. That's the main problem that I have with the whole situation. All this over $50. And even though you did tell her that the money belonged to a friend of yours named Caleb or whatnot, there's a different way you could have handled this. You have four ways you could have handled this. Number one, you could have called Caleb and let him talk to Miss Betty Smith, or asked Caleb to come back up there since $50 meant so damn much. Or number two, you could call the store owner and get him to come up there, since Miss Betty Smith did ask for the store owner, and let him handle it. Or option number three, you could call the police and let the police handle it. Or option number four, charge it to the damn game. Anyway, those are your only options. Now, Smith said she was the only person in the store at that time, along with the three white employees. The female clerk refused to let her check out after she refused to hand over the money. Like, damn, you going hard for Caleb $50. You and Caleb must got something going on, girl in the pink. You lucky. You lucky you did not put your hands on the wrong woman like that. Because I'm sure if you would have put your hand on Brenda Gale or Miss Willie Jean like that, guess what? They would have told you out the frame. And also, Miss Betty Smith was really about it. Miss Betty was about to whoop the one in the white shirt or whatnot, the one they call the manager, until she was attacked by these other two people and whatnot. They should have just let Miss Betty Smith and that woman square it up. And guess what? I would have put $50 right on Miss Betty Smith that she would have told some ass out the frame that day. Anyway, let's close up before I get in trouble. Now, the female clerk refused to let Miss Betty Smith check out after she refused to hand over the funky $50. Also, the clerk then proceeded to lock the door before the physical altercation took place. So, you mean to tell me that you could not let this woman leave? And it's not like that you all could get her license plate since we talking about $50 and it mean that much. All thing you had to do is just notify the police. You all going to get enough for trying to lock people inside the store. Now, what if this woman would have had a gun or a knife and y'all attacked her like that, and then she would have shot the hell out of one of y'all or stabbed you, unfortunately? It would have been a whole different story right there. Anyway, now the video of the incident shows one of the females snatching the money out of Miss Smith's hand, just totally disrespectful. And like I asked you all just a few minutes ago, do you think these 3 white employees would have done this to a white elderly woman, 65 years old, battling cancer? I doubt very seriously if they would have done this to a white woman that was 35 years old. And you might say, Trey, you sounding racist or whatnot. No, I'm not. I'm making a damn point, and I hope people understand that, because it's sad that, number one, you will have the manager saying, we have cameras in here, then at the same time proceed to keep assaulting the woman. If you have cameras in there, let the woman leave, show the police the video, show Caleb the video, and if Caleb wants the $50, let Caleb and the police handle that. You all were supposed to stay the hell out of it. Only thing you could do is ask her to give back the money. And the reason why she didn't give back the money, like she stated, she was the only person there. So she thought, you know, you got to go by people's intention. She thought that you all was lying to her, just like anybody else would. And truthfully, some of us could have been behind somebody and seen them drop the $50. And guess what we would have did? We still would have kept that damn $50. Anyway, let's close up because somebody started laughing. Now, this is what Miss Betty Smith had to say further. She says, I was especially scared of the one in the pink, that aggressive one right there. Damn, I was kind of nervous also of her, you know. And she said also because she had me around my neck and she was strong. Yes, she's strong. That's one of them country girls out there in the middle of damn Texas. And then also Miss Smith said she was all in my ear, calling her a black bee. And that's when the sound got cut out right there. It's amazing how they captured all the audio, but they did not capture them being racist or whatnot. And then had the nerve to tell us that the reason why some of the audio was missing was because the microphone is motion sensitive. But at the same time, we see them standing still right here.
Are you on the phone or are you talking to me?
And we can hear them clear as day. So which one is it? Do you think we stupid or do you think we stupid? That's what I want to know. Anyway, I'm about to close now. And we're going to end it on what Austin County Sheriff Jack Branders had to say during his following release about this statement to the news station. He says this right here. At approximately 7:05 p.m., the Austin County Sheriff's Office responded to the Lindemann store in Industry, Texas for a disturbance in progress. Deputies arrived and conducted an investigation into the cause of the disturbance. One of the subjects was arrested at the scene who was not initially involved in the original disturbance, but who walked to the scene later and assaulted a victim. I don't blame him. Y'all have been assaulting my grandmother and my mama. Guess what? We about to set it off in here. Also, the sheriff goes on to continue. He says the secondary assault was captured on camera as well. Well, what about all these other assaults that the employees are doing? Was that not captured on camera? But guess what? None of them was arrested. So you mean to tell me that somebody can sit up here and find $50 inside of a store? It's not like they went in the register and stole it. It's not like they reached in somebody's personal wallet and took it, but found $50 on the floor, and you tell them that it belonged to somebody, and the person's not in there, but they proceed to want to leave. And then once they get toward the door, you lock them in there. And then once they start like pushing the cart against you, other employees jump in and start choking that person from the front and the back. And all that's caught on camera, and they're not arrested. But you mean to tell us that everybody else was arrested? That's a sad situation right there, Austin County Sheriff. Anyway, the sheriff goes on to say this also. The secondary assault was captured on camera as well. Currently, the statements, videos, body-worn camera video, and all evidence collected has been forwarded to the Austin County District Attorney's Office for consideration of potential charges against various individuals. So they're still trying to charge these people with more charges or whatnot, but at the same time overlooking what these employees did. And Miss Betty Smith, I believe you would have whooped that the manager butt right there. I would have put $50 on you. Anyway, you all let me know what you think about this story. Also, Miss Betty Smith, if there's anything I can do for you, once again, please do not hesitate to contact me, because all jokes aside, this is a very sad situation, because I know in my heart that if you was a different color, they would not have did you like that. They probably would have locked you in, but they would have never put their hands on you. And that's the main problem I have with the whole situation, is the fact that this could have been handled very differently. And all this over somebody else's money. That's what makes it even more worse. Anyway, you all let me know what you think about this video. If there's anything I may have missed or misinformed, which is not my true intent, please let me know in the comment section, or you can email me and we can talk about it more there. If you like the video, push that like button. If you like the video, subscribe to the channel, become a channel member. Also, share the video with your family and friends. Till next time, you all stay blessed. And I will see y'all soon on the next Trey King Show. And guess what? I'm out.